We are now less than 24 hours away from seeing election results start to roll in.
The candidates are using every last second to encourage voters to hit the polls tomorrow. Today, vice presidential nominees made stops here in our battleground state.
Now, Republican candidate J.D. Vance spoke to voters in La Crosse, and CBS 58 Capitol correspondent Emily Fannin was in West Dallas, where she had an exclusive one-on-one interview with Democratic candidate Tim Walz.
Governor, good to see you. Thanks for doing this.
Hours until polls open, Vice Presidential candidate Tim Walz making his closing arguments during a rally in West Dallas and speaking exclusively to us about the historic campaign. It comes as the race is neck and neck with a significant gender gap in the polls that could be a major deciding factor in swing states like Wisconsin.
There's been a lot of talk about the gender gap in this race. What is your message specifically to white male voters here in Wisconsin?
Well, I asked them to think about the women they love. Their lives are literally at stake in this. In states that have abortion bans in place, they're not able to deliver health care. And I would ask them to think about that when they go into the booth.
Former President Trump, who has an edge with male voters in the polls compared to a majority of women who favor the vice president, has been amplifying his attacks against his opponent during the final stretch.
What do you say to those voters who might not like what the president has to say, right? His rhetoric has ramped up in these final weeks, but they trust him more on the economy. They trust him more on immigration.
So I would tell folks on this isn't like choosing the Packers over the Vikings. This is about our future. Donald Trump is getting incredibly reckless. He's threatening people. If people like the Cheneys, the people who are closest to him, his national security advisors, the defense secretaries, say he's the most dangerous man they've seen. This is not a good choice for America.
Meanwhile, 200 miles west, Republican J.D. Vance campaigning in La Crosse Monday morning, making a direct appeal to swing voters and the choice they face on November 5th.
I think our message to the swing voters of the state of Wisconsin is very simple. It doesn't have to be like this. You don't have to agree with everything that I say, every policy proposal that we have, but what we know is that when Donald Trump was president, you could afford to pay your bills.
In West Dallas, Emily Fannin, CBS 58 News.